This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about A.J. Brown, how he just want to be great. Also, Cooper DeJean moving to outside cornerback. I don't know about that, but we're going to talk about it. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and talk about Kevin Patullo possibly found the cheat code. But let's get straight into it. All right, man, before we get into the main topics, now we can officially stop talking about CJ Gardner-Johnson as he signed with the Chicago Bears. Look like we will see him that Black Friday game in Chicago. He said he actually will play this Sunday coming up, so he's moving fast. I know he played with Dennis Allen back in New Orleans. Again, man, congrats to CJ Gardner-Johnson. You know, you forever an Eagle, forever a champ. But best of luck to you. You know, it was looking spooky. It was looking like, man, nobody's going to pick him up. But looked like he got a job, man. Again, shout out to CJ Gardner-Johnson. And let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts starting to trust that wide receiver 3.
Hey, man. You know, I knew. You talking about Trey?
It is 3rd and 6. Hurts looks. He is going deep down the far side of the field. And it is caught. And in for a touchdown. Jahan Dotson. Look at my settle down.
Jump man. And Dotson, not the biggest guy in the world, but goes up and over the top. Great deep ball throws, giving his guys a chance from Hurts. Sometimes I just let that go through one end, right out the other. You just keep playing. I'm a coach.
I like it. I remember like last year I came out with a video on why Jalen Hurts don't trust his wide receiver 3s. And a lot of people was on my head about that. I think it was like a bye week or something like that. People were like, why is this relevant? So I'm like, the reason why he's not spreading the ball around is because the Quez Watkins big drops, and it's like it jaded him from trusting wide receiver 3s. You got to even think of Jalen Reagor big drops. I think that jaded him, but so far, Jahan Dotson has been very reliable. And speaking of very reliable Jahan Dotson, this is why I believe Howie Roseman made this move and trade in John Metchie III. Yes, we're going to talk about the trade because it was an interesting trade. Y'all know me, I've been on the side of go get an edge rusher. Go get an edge rusher. But Howie decided to go get a nickel cornerback. And y'all know me, I've been pushing for Cooper DeJean to be an outside cornerback. It makes sense on why we cut Perry Nickerson, but signed him back to the practice squad. I would say this about Michael Carter II. That's what we traded for. And shout out to John Metchie. It was just a loaded wide receiver room. It's a loaded wide receiver room, and we didn't want to get rid of Dotson. I thought John Metchie coming here and could possibly make Jahan Dotson trade bait, but we stuck with Jahan Dotson. But back to Michael Carter II. I like him. I believe like a year or two ago, he was like the top nickel guy. Like he was the guy. He got paid. And he wanted out of New York so bad. He got rid of his injury settlement, I believe, like $5 million. He removed that guarantee to come to Philadelphia. So that's how you know it was bad in New York for him. But look, I say this about him, far as what I've been seeing, it's like it's up and down. He's physical, like a Cooper DeJean, but he made boneheaded plays, and it seemed like he don't know what's going on the field as well. Like, are we in zone? Are we in man? Actually, let me let Emmanuel Acho break it down.
All right, Eagles fans, if you want to learn about newly acquired nickelback Michael Carter II, watch this. Share it with somebody who you love. Here's what you need to know. Number one, he's a contact player. That's what I love a lot. But how healthy is he? And how smart of football does he play? Here he is at the nickelback position. Number 19 is going to try to crack block him. But because he's a heat-seeking missile, he makes contact with the offensive guard, shoves that block, goes up and makes a tackle. I love that. I especially love that from a nickelback. He's a contact player. Here he is again, man-to-man coverage. Looking for contact. This right here, boom. That's a solid tackle. That's a really solid tackle from my nickelback. Chasing him down, heat-seeking missile, boom, go make a strike. But remember what I told y'all. I'm not sure how intelligent of a brand of football he plays, and I'm not sure how fully healthy he is. Here he is at the nickelback position. Aaron Rodgers is going to check to a little bubble screen to DK Metcalf. I would love to see him be able to make this play in space. Like, I would just love to see him be able to make that play in space. Instead, that turns into a 31-yard gain. 31 yards are given up on this play. I would love to see him track this inside hip and make that play in space instead of getting beat right there. That, to me, is just screams like, okay, are you healthy and what's your level of athleticism? But this is probably the most concerning and maybe the most damning thing. This may have been when the Jets were like, you know what, I might be cool on you. Here he is right here. It's man-to-man coverage. How do I know it's man? Because quite literally, everybody's playing man. Man. Bottom of the screen. Man. Michael Carter. Why you leave this dude? Wait a second. It looks like you're a man. Everybody else is in man. Wait, who are you pointing at? Who are you sending him to? This ends up being an 18-yard touchdown on this play. Now, again, was not in the Jets locker room. But what I know is this. He a man. Everybody seems to be a man. Who you sending him to? But I will say this. He plays a physical brand of football, and also the dude plays with effort. I mean, the dude plays with elite effort. Elite effort. Strain. Do not give up on a play. So what we know about him, he plays a physical brand of football. Not sure how healthy he is, and sometimes not sure how intelligent a brand of football that he plays. But he plays with the maximal effort. What this means for the Philadelphia Eagles, at minimum, you have a cheap piece that you can work in at a very weak position. This is everything the film told me. Now I'll tell y'all to go tell somebody else. Ready, break.
You see what I mean? It just seemed like 1 minute he's that guy, physical. Then the next it's like, what are you doing on the field? To me, it feel like he doesn't know what's going on. And Glenn, the head coach system back in New York, maybe he could pick up on what's going on here in Philadelphia and be that guy. And be that nickel guy. And maybe we experiment with Cooper DeJean on the outside. I think this is more of an insurance move. This is one of those moves I look at if Ja'Cory Bennett don't work out, if Adoree Jackson keep getting hurt and continue to play subpar, and Keely Ringo continues to be Keely Ringo, we might not have no choice. Let Michael Carter II really learn the system, and then we have to go with Cooper DeJean on the outside, because he played some snaps on the outside, at least in like the 3-4 base. He played outside to stay on the field, and he was pretty good, to be honest, on some of his outside reps. But it looked like if it comes down to it, we got Michael Carter II, who's established, who was a top 5, top 3 nickel in this league at one point 2 years ago. It looked like we brought him in as an insurance piece if these outside cornerbacks don't work, because the backup nickel was really Perry Nickerson, Matt McWilliams, who played outside in college. And we know Keely can't play inside. We know Adoree can't play inside. So we didn't have a lot of nickel cornerbacks. So again, this feel like a insurance move just in case. Just in case it comes down to it, like Cooper, you got to go to the outside. Like, we that shot at outside cornerback. And then you know what Michael Carter could bring. You know what he could bring. So I like the move. And according to reports out there, Howie Roseman is not done. So it's a wait and see. This the first domino, but it might be more. Maybe I'll get the edge he want. I want an edge rusher. So there's reports out there Howie's not done. And honestly, I'm not surprised. But let's talk about A.J. Brown, man. A.J. Brown been taking over the headlines. An article came out by Brooks. I'm just call him Brooks K. I don't want to mess up his last name. I read the article, and I don't want to give away too much because it is behind the paywall. But one of the things that stuck out is like as an internal conflict with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown wants to win. No doubt about it. Because you got to think about, even in 2023, he had a stretch of games where he was having like 120 plus yards and broke a Megatron record. But he still wasn't happy because we wasn't winning or winning in a certain fashion. So I can't say it's just stats. But then this year, we won games, but he had 2 catches for 7 yards. So he's like, yo, I want to win, but I want to be the best too. I mean, he can say that. Devontae Smith said that. A lot of these guys have been saying that lately. The only one that kept his head on just when I don't care about stats is Jalen Hurts. But Our receivers been saying that lately. Again, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown has been saying that. And I get it and I understand. These are wide receivers, man. Wide receivers, they want it all. They want to be the best. They want to win. They want to win Super Bowls. And sometimes they just not willing to sacrifice their stats. I remember when A.J. Brown was on Gilly the Kid podcast, he was like, yo, our stats is matched on how we get paid and how we stay on the team, because say if the team is winning and I'm not contributing, Howie and those guys could look and like, hey, like AJ or Devontae, we're winning and your numbers, you putting up 400 or 500 yards a season. I'm just being hyperbolic. Of course, that's not their numbers. Why not just get rid of you and replace you? Because we don't really need you if we continue to win based on these numbers. Those numbers, that's the business side. A lot of the fans don't like to talk about. So I completely understand where AJ is coming from. My problem with AJ is that he bring it to social media. And when you bring it to social media, you get all these opinions and all this negative media attention. Then you got fans going against the media because they saying the media is making a story. Then the media is like, no, AJ's putting it out there. This is not something he said behind the scenes. This is something he typed on Instagram or something he typed on Twitter. And he's not explaining himself. And guess what? I'm going to make a story out of it. And I'm going to get my perspective on what I believe he's trying to say. That's my problem. And when you really listen to like Devontae, when he talked from time to time, AJ, the real vocal guy in the locker room that made noise about targets and stuff like that is Devontae Smith. But Devontae Smith don't put it out on social media. He stay cool, calm, and collected when he's in his press conference. Whereas though AJ, he let his frustration spill over, and the media's going to do what the media do. Simple as that, man. And the article, humanized him a bit. Stuff, if you're a fan, you know about like his parents and dealing with things as a child. So it was a great article. You got to just go ahead and check it out for sure. Last but certainly not least, we got to talk about Kevin Patullo. I believe Kevin Patullo found the cheat code and a lot of Emmanuel Acho, but let Emmanuel Acho break this down.
Saquon Barkley is back, and the Eagles officially have defenses in hell. I'm going to show you how Saquon Barkley had more rushing yards in this one play than he had the entire game the last time they played the Giants. So how the hell did this just happen? Well, let's take a quick history lesson. See, the Eagles lined up in this exact same formation that they lined up versus the Minnesota Vikings. Last week, Minnesota Vikings, the Eagles are in what we call 11T. 11 stands for one running back, one tight end. The T that I just mentioned, it stands for an extra tackle. A.J. Brown, he's lined up tight to the formation. Hey, what the Minnesota Vikings do? Minnesota Vikings, they brought a safety down to stop the run. But what happened when they brought the safety down to stop the run? Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, they lit him up. 79-yard touchdown pass. So 11T, Minnesota Vikings, they bring an extra safety down to stop the run. That is Harrison Smith. Okay, so the Eagles, Kevin Patullo, offensive mind, he says, when we face the New York Giants, we're going to come out in the second play of the game, and we are going to come out in this 11T formation, and we are going to see how are the New York Giants going to play it. Second play of the game, 14 minutes left in the game. It's real simple. New York Giants, they keep both their safeties high. Same thing, one tight end, one running back, both safeties high. Oh, we're not going to pass it. You want to keep both safeties high to protect against Devontae Smith in the pass? We're just going to run it. Tackles, they're coming up. Linebackers, they're blocked. Now we have Saquon Barkley versus the safety. The objective of an offense during the run game, get the running back one-on-one with the defensive back. And that's a battle that Saquon Barkley going to win every single time. But you missed something. You missed something. But I'm nice enough to tell you, peep this. Devontae Smith already got his hand in the air, and Saquon Barkley ain't hit the 50-yard line. Come on, man. Come on. The Eagles have defenses in hell with this 11T look. Because if you want to come out there and you want to keep two safeties high like the New York Giants did, oh, don't worry, we going to run on you. But if you want to mess around and you want to put a safety in the box like the Minnesota Vikings did, oh, we going to air it out on you. Either way, you're wrong. And either way, the Eagles scoring touchdowns. Ready, break.
I think that play is a cheat code because what you have in Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, and look, Jalen Hurts gonna test that safety. Oh, you down like that? All right, cool. Devontae or AJ is gonna beat you. Oh, y'all want to play two single high? Okay, we gonna hand it off to Saquon Barkley. And I like Kevin Patullo. He is taking players' input, because some of these, coordinators, they can be like, it's my systems, my way or the highway. I like that about Kevin Patullo too. Like, he's listening to the players, and you see it getting better and better game by game by game by game. Did it take 8 weeks for us to have a complete game? Yes. But we had a complete game going into the bye. Let's see what we can do going forward. Got a tough schedule coming up. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel? Kevin Patullo with the cheat code, AJ Brown, the story with AJ Brown, how we feel about that. Howie's not done. He's not done. It's just the first domino. And this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm up.